And we're going. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's workshop. I am so excited that so many of you signed up. Thank you. And if you're here live, thank you very much for being here. Hopefully we can make it nice and interactive and you can get lots from this. Tonight's workshop is all about the 3 mistakes that people make when detoxing. But most importantly, I want to share with you what to do instead. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Abi Manders. I am a holistic nutrition and wellness coach. So what on earth does that actually mean? Well, I'm a bit like a personal trainer, but for your health and wellness goals. Okay, what does that mean? Well, it means I help people sift through all of the nonsense out there about what being healthy actually means for you. Because we are all so different, aren't we? And there is so much information out there about how we should be eating and which exercises are best for us, and of course, which detoxes to do. But the reality is there's no one solution fits all. And so my job is to help people go on a journey of self-discovery so that they can meet their own health goals in a way that suits them. Now, if you're here live, I would love to know that you are here. I've already said hello to a couple of people, but could you type for me in the chat box, where are you calling in from tonight? Are you local? Are you further afield? And is there anything specific that you would like to learn today? Or are you just here to soak up some knowledge? So type in the chat box. That's what I can mostly see tonight. So it'd be great if you can comment there. If you're catching the replay, and I know a lot of you will be, thank you for making the time to watch. You can either hit reply to the email that you get, or if you're watching this back in the Facebook group, just type away in the comments and I will reply to you. Now, we have about 45 minutes together tonight, and I promise you are going to leave this conversation knowing whether a detox is right for you. It's not right for everybody. And if so, exactly what you have to do to have a successful and safe one. Okay, now, is the technology working in my favor? Let's have a look. So, please know that the information I'm sharing today is for educational and information purposes only. So what I'm sharing is great for you to use as a self-help tool to reach your own goals. I am not a doctor, I'm a health coach. I'm not here to treat or cure a specific illness. I don't know you individually. That's what I do in my private coaching practice. So please just make sure that nothing I share today replaces the guidance of your doctor or health practitioner. Okay, so just take it as your own self-help tool. Now, as I said at the beginning, I am a health coach and I have been for about 8 years. Don't know where that 8 years has gone. I'm also a mum of 2 boys who are 6 and 4, and I run our household. So I know how exhausting life can be. I get it. Now, I found nutrition when I was training to become a yoga teacher. Not everybody knows that. But it was then that I discovered that what I was eating and drinking was having a huge impact on everything. My energy levels, my ability to stay focused, my strength for sure, my stress levels during a really demanding and intense time in my life. And actually, it was through that process that I realized I could combine my desire to understand how my body worked at its best and my passion for food, because I love food. And actually, it's why I ask a lot of clients now, how does that feel in your body? Sadly, we're not taught to listen to our bodies, not until they start talking to us, right? Usually with a niggle here or some pain there, which is usually when people come to see me for help. Now, I hear things like, I'm exhausted, I'm bloated, I'm achy, I can't shift this weight no matter what I try. I'm so tired, but I wake up feeling like I haven't slept. I feel anxious and overwhelmed. So can any of you relate to this being aware of how your body feels, but only when things go wrong. So could you give me a yes or a hell yes in the comments if you can relate to this? I'm just looking at where people are dialing in from. So we've got, oh, Berkshire, Kingston upon Thames. So want to do a detox, just been diagnosed with IBS. Yeah, we spoke before. From London, from Bucks, general knowledge, eat more healthily, great. So yeah, we've got a few people saying yes, they can really relate to that. I should also, I know that a couple of people are, let me see if I can see the comments in the Facebook group as well, or this might be a little bit too tech clever for me. Okay. Now, when you can become aware of how you feel all the time, so when things are going well too, this is when I really start to see people taking control of their health. And that's what we want, isn't it? Now, these complaints that I have just mentioned are reasons why many people want to detox. So if you didn't see the post in the Facebook group, or even if you did, so Kate, I know you commented in there, could you just pop it into the chat box again now? I want you to fill in this blank. I feel like I need a detox because. So what is your reason? If the word detox doesn't resonate with you, and I have to be honest, it didn't resonate with me for years and years and years, you could fill in the blank of, I feel like I need to reset my eating habits because. So either I feel like I need to detox because, or I feel like I need to reset my eating habits because. Okay, what is the answer to that? So as those come in, let's just start by talking about what it means to detox and why it is important to consider one. So especially if your body is trying to tell you something. Now, you may say, isn't our body naturally detoxing all the time? Well, yes, your body already uses its natural detox process all day, every day to keep your body healthy. In fact, your body has a very sophisticated way of eliminating pollutants, synthetic chemicals, heavy metals, processed foods, and other toxins that involve the liver, the kidneys, the digestive system, the lungs, and the skin. Most of the time, it does a great job, but the reality is we live in an increasingly toxic world and we are exposed to more toxins on a daily basis than we used to be. So conventionally farmed food is less nutritious than it was 50 years ago because the soil that our food is grown in is less nutritious. Our air is more polluted than it's ever been, despite the mini respite we got at the beginning of lockdown that we were all really enjoying. Tap water. Now, did anyone see my post this morning in the Facebook group that UK tap water is very likely contaminated with PFASs? Now, these are called forever chemicals. They call them forever chemicals because they are designed to never break down in the environment. It's so scary. And yes, UK tap water is amongst the cleanest in the world, but studies still find traces of chlorine, copper, lead, pharmaceutical drugs, and other harmful chemicals in it. And I'm sure I don't need to mention our seas. Did you know that 1 in 3 fish, I mean, I just cannot believe this, caught for human consumption now contains plastic? It is so scary. And I was very pleased to see that the EU has banned or restricted more than 1,300 chemicals in the use of cosmetics, which is a really great start. But household cleaning products, makeup, personal care products, they contain a huge number of toxic parabens, synthetic colours, phthalates, fragrances, and more, which, I hate to say it, are associated with allergies, dermatitis, respiratory distress, cancers, as well as having effects on the reproductive, endocrine, and immune systems. It's not a great state. Now, our livers are responsible for organising the toxins that enter our system. That's the liver's job. It then distributes them to one of the 4 channels of detox that we have: the colon, lungs, kidney, and skin. Now, if you notice that you have dull skin or breakouts, which is one reason a lot of people feel like they need to detox, it's definitely a sign. The skin is actually the body's last resort. It's actually our least efficient detox organ. So when things start coming out through the skin, it's because the body is starting to get desperate. It needs a bit of help. Now, when the liver gets overloaded, its primary job is to keep you safe from the overflow of toxins, because those, as you likely know, cause all kinds of damage to the body. Now, the way the liver keeps you safe, however, is not so awesome. It wraps up the toxins in a ball of mucus and it stores it in a fat cell. So pretty gross, huh? Now, one of the reasons that many people have trouble of getting rid of fat in certain places, belly fat in particular, is because the fat cells can't be burned while they are holding on to a toxin, okay? So a detox or a cleanse program helps by reducing some of the load on your liver, so reducing the load it's carrying. And it actually allows it to activate the toxins stuck in your belly fat and the other fat cells throughout your body. Once those toxins are reactivated, they can then be moved into the bloodstream to be dumped out of the body through its normal channels. So this is great because it means stored toxins have been removed from your system and you're now able to burn the fat cell that's been storing it. So it's kind of a double win. Now that's a big benefit, but to be completely honest, from my experience, the one that I find so powerful and that so many people I know appreciate is that a detox is a really great way to reset your eating habits. So have you ever noticed how once you start eating crap, it's really easy to just let yourself keep eating it? You know, like you have something not so great for breakfast and then at lunch you think, well, I've already ruined the day, so I may as well keep going. You know, why do we do that? But we do, don't we? We really do it. So even if you're trying to be healthy, you know, that one choice in the morning can just be a domino effect. So if you've ever caught yourself doing something like that, then a simple detox or cleanse could really be a good idea for you to just get back on track with your eating habits. It's actually something I do on a fairly regular basis to help me just hit the reset button, help me up my game when it comes to what I'm putting in my body. And it's definitely been super helpful throughout the last 12 plus months of lockdown, quarantine, eating, drinking, and so on. But if you've never detoxed before or you've never had a successful detox, you're probably wondering how a detox can work for you. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today, okay? I have noticed that when people aren't successful with their detoxes, it's because they're usually making one of three common mistakes. Now, the funny thing about these mistakes is they're not your fault. I made these mistakes when I have, done detoxes before, and I was doing something the expert was telling me to do. But the reality is their models just didn't work for me. They weren't the right one for me. So what I want you to really think about is making the choice about detoxing that is right for you, no matter what any expert, including myself, tells you, okay? It has to feel right for you and feel right in your gut. So what is the first mistake? The first mistake I see people making is doing a detox that is too complicated. A detox is an incredible opportunity to look at your eating habits from quite an analytical perspective and to really take a look at what you're eating and to assess, as I said, how it's making you feel. It's a really good first step in taking control of your health, but that opportunity is missed when it's too complicated to follow. Many detox programs require you to give up a lot of food at once. Some even require you give up food altogether and just live on juice for weeks. Now, the reality is that dramatic changes in your eating habits, they might work for a couple of weeks, but they're not sustainable, not for real life. And when we're being asked to change everything about the way we eat, it can be really hard to find ingredients and to do the prep work that we need to be successful, even just for the duration of that detox, let alone afterwards. Plus, many of us don't have time for a 21-day detox or a 30-day detox. our lives simply aren't set up to support that. You know, I have really found that when I did a long detox, it was hard. It was really hard to stay on track. But that doesn't mean you can't detox. There are loads of 3-day, 5-day, 7-day detox programs that are quick, uncomplicated, and that really do deliver real results. Even better, there are plenty of detox programs out there that take a lot of the work out of it for you. I actually will not do a detox program anymore that doesn't give me all the recipes, shopping list, meal plan, everything. I need that kind of support to be successful. I'm busy. I want to know every day what I need to do and when. I remember I came across a detox once that was 21 days, and the list of foods that I couldn't eat was really confusing. You know, it was information overload for me. Do eat this, don't eat that, like a million times over. It was complicated, and to be honest, I gave up before I started. So if you've experienced something similar, I want you to just know it wasn't your fault. You didn't have the support you needed, okay? So the moral of this mistake is when you're searching for a detox program, just be sure to choose one that gives you done-for-you recipes, checklists, shopping guides, and enough information that you are set up to succeed. You don't want to be feeling frustrated and stuck. I'm gonna have a sip of water. Okay, mistake number 2, going it alone. Now let me know in the comments, have you ever tried to use willpower to get yourself to do something? To give up chocolate or wine or bread, something like that. How did it go? Were you able to get what you thought you needed done, or did you end up in worse shape than when you started off? Have you ever done that before? I'd love to know. I certainly have. Or maybe you did it for a few days or even weeks, but it didn't last because you didn't really have the know-how to stick with it. I have tried to force myself through whole detoxes, and it's hard. So when I rely on my willpower alone, I often end up feeling frustrated, a bit like a failure, you know, and a bit pissed off. So, you know, when you think about it, food is about inclusion, it's about community, it's about relaxation. And if you're detoxing on your own, it can often feel like a punishment that basically you can't wait to have end, which is not the way it should be. It's not nice or fun to be eating food that is totally different from what your friends and family are eating. So what is the solution? Well, now when I detox, I have figured out that it's really important for me to get a few friends together so that we can support each other as we detox. Or more often, I join a group where there's a leader and I'm able to connect with other detoxers. So actually they become my friends that week, and sometimes beyond, because we really build a connection. Now, with the good old internet today, you can be part of a detox community, whether you live in a busy city or if you're out in the sticks with no neighbours for miles around. It really doesn't matter. So even if it's just you and your partner or your best mate agreeing to do a detox together, having a support system in place increases your chances of success so much. You're less likely to cheat if you know that you've got someone on your side. And did you know that you are statistically more likely to maintain your new healthy habits when you do it as part of a group? So you've got people who you're going to check in with and to ask how you're getting on. So having an easy to follow program, the community and the connection with a group, and a professional facilitator who can guide you every step of the way will make your detox so much easier and so much more likely to be fun and successful, because it can be fun. It should be fun. So regardless of what a detox feels right for you, I do recommend making sure that you have a cheering squad of some sort to help you when the going gets tough. Now, I will be sharing with you how you can get a really supportive program right after I've shared mistake number 3. So, mistake number 3, punishing themselves. I have had so many people tell me that they are nervous about what's going to happen to them if they detox. I used to feel this way, so I get it. They worry about being hungry or getting too tired or frankly spending too much time in the bathroom. Now, let's be clear about one thing. It is not necessary to do a hardcore cleanse or detox that forces you to suffer to get the benefit. This is a big no in my book. Many detoxes are, in my opinion, far more dangerous and damaging for most people than beneficial. Gentle detoxes, however, are incredibly effective, and they are more likely to help you make a lasting change that impacts your health for the long term. Because seriously, what is the point of doing a lemon juice cleanse if you are so miserable halfway through, you give up and dive into a bag of donuts? It just defeats the purpose. But it happens. And this is actually one of the worst things you can do, because with something like the lemon juice cleanse, you're actually, you've pushed your body into believing that it's starving. And guess what happens if any of you have seen some of my other workshops? You'll know that if you eat something when your body thinks you're starving, your body will store that food immediately as fat. It's protecting you from an impending starvation and death. It's your nervous system actually doing a really good job at keeping you safe, but it's not exactly what we want. I also want to address that if you choose to do a detox or cleanse, please choose one that you want to do, not one that you should do or that your friend did or swears by. Choose one that feels right for you and your needs, in your time setup, in your specific situation. If you want to do a deeper or a more, tasking cleanse, shall we say, work up to it and do it when it feels right for you. Very few people, if you think about this, are capable of doing a difficult physical challenge like running a marathon without a lot of training and learning. So let your detox experience be the same as training for a marathon. And I promise you won't feel like you are deprived or suffering. It will just feel like you're taking it one step at a time. Okay? Now, before I recap and open up for questions, I want to take a minute to talk about what I said earlier. And that is how you can join a really supportive, gentle, but effective detox program. Now, you may or may not know that I am uniquely qualified to talk about what beginners need to do to detox, because I have had many clients who've never tried a detox program before or done one successfully, but who have completed my reset program. Now, reset is ideal if this describes you. Reset is a detox, but it's a gentle, supportive, easy to follow. It is so effective, and it's a fun detox. In fact, it's designed to do exactly what it says on the tin and reset your eating habits so that you are set up for long-term success. I remember what it felt like to do my first program like this. Before I tried this specific program, I was always worried that I wouldn't be able to stick to it. I was wondering what I would eat, how I could do it and feed my family at the same time, and quite frankly worried I might cheat. But I never felt like this with Reset, and I'm not the only one. Now, you shared some of the reasons why you feel like you need a detox, and I just want you to imagine that this could be you saying this. So this was my first detox, Rachel says, and it was the best thing. The recipes are easy and delicious. I not only felt great, but I had more energy. I no longer felt sluggish. I never felt deprived with all the delicious, clean meals, and my digestive system was much happier too. I even want to do more of these in the coming months. Or this, okay, guess what? I lost 5 pounds. I'm blown away. I've been gaining weight steadily for the past 2 years, and I just lost weight. Impressed, amazing, excited. Or this. I've done multiple detoxes over the years with various degrees of success. I was over the moon with the deliciousness and simplicity of the recipes and the fact that my family enjoyed them too. And I lost 6.3 pounds in 1 week. I love the 0.3. I felt great and continue to eat gluten and sugar-free. So if you think you may want to try a detox, then I would love to invite you to join us on April 25th to 29th. It's just 5 days, I know, for a gentle whole food reset. It's a virtual group, and I've actually got some super keen beans already signed up, waiting in the members only Facebook group for you. You can find out more about what's involved at abimanders.com/reset. Now, Reset is different from other detox programs because we focus on eating real whole foods. In fact, most people who do it don't even think it feels like a detox, as in it's not hard. You'll be eating foods that are familiar, but that will help your body increase its natural detox processes. And you'll be able to use the recipes again and again and again. I still use these recipes again and again and again. The 5-day reset I'm offering is perfect for you if you've noticed that your eating habits are just off track. Maybe your body is feeling tired, achy, or sluggish. I know a few people made those comments. Maybe you're waking up and you just want to go back to sleep. Maybe your digestion isn't right, you're bloated, constipated, have diarrhea or wind, or flit between those. Maybe your skin is dull or you get breakouts. If you've got some extra weight that you just cannot seem to shift, maybe you've got trouble sleeping. Reset is just 5 days. This is one of the reasons I love this program, because it is so accessible. It's a great way to get into better habits in less than a week. It's amazing. And it really, really does work. One of the things I love about Reset, and that I know you will too, is that you get tons of support. As I've already mentioned, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when detoxing and when they go it alone. It can work for some people, don't get me wrong, but more than ever now, I believe community is so important, and I don't think this is any different. And I know I am someone who really thrives and does so much better when I'm held accountable and when I have a place to go to get support and ask questions when I get stuck. So that is why Reset includes an online members-only community, a 5-day suggested meal plan, although tons and tons of recipes, so you could actually make the meal plan last for 2 full weeks or longer, a done-for-you shopping list, and extra bonus handouts to make the reset the most successful it can be. So some of those bonus handouts are the smoothies and juices handout, it's always a big hit. And for those of you who have detox before, who have done reset before, and you want to deepen your detox, I have a handout for you too. Now, if you are on your computer right now, not on your phone, I don't know how easy it is to do on your phone with Zoom and this as well, feel free to visit the registration page. It's at abimanders.com/reset. In fact, I'm going to copy that link into the chat box for you. There we go. If you can see on that page, there is a lot of information, but I want to make sure that I quickly just share a couple of the most important pieces, and then I'm going to open up for questions. So one of the things that's not on this page that is a really, really awesome bonus that you will get if you sign up by April the 20th. So this is a special bonus that I have actually created just for you guys. This Make It Last Post-Detox Handbook details the exact approaches that I use to make my detox benefits last as long as possible. So you will get the Make It Last handbook when you sign up by midnight on April 20th. And the reason this is such a huge bonus is that the transition back into the real world after a program like this can sometimes be the toughest bit. Lots of my clients know this, they feel so great, but they don't want to take any step backwards. I really relate to this. So in here, you literally get a complete action plan to help you with that process. But as I said, only when you register by the 20th. You will also get the £20 off early bird discount. Okay, so that's 2 bonuses that you guys will get. So if you want more information or you just want to register straight away, you're a definite yes, head to abimanders.com/reset and just click on register now. And let's do a quick recap. So mistake number one, don't take something on that is too complicated just because you think you should or your friends are doing it. Instead, find a program that meets your needs and meets your time frame. Mistake number two, going it alone. Remember that a detox with a friend or a group will statistically increase your chances of doing it successfully. Reset really is a great way to go through a detox with a group, and you are going to get a group of people who are going through the same thing as we each day. Yes, you can invite a friend, the more the merrier, so you have a really familiar face in the group, but definitely don't go it alone. And mistake number three, please do not punish yourself. Trust yourself and your body enough to know that your body will tell you what it needs. That means if you find yourself struggling or hungry or lightheaded when detoxing, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Do not force yourself to go through a program that just isn't working for you. And really aim to detox with programs that have the right blend of support, real food, and real life flexibility so that you are set up for success instead of setting up for struggle and feeling inadequate. Nobody wants that. Okay, that was a lot of talking. So let's open up for some questions. I really would love to be able to see some of that. Oh, I have finally just seen some of the questions in the Facebook group. I'm so sorry. So I couldn't get the Zoom link to work, but somehow find you live on Facebook. Yes, Nikki. Naomi says, our genetics play a huge part in how well our bodies are able to detoxify toxins from our body. I was not blessed in this department because of my DNA. Yes, every few weeks, try to cut down on wine, only last a couple of days. Yeah. Okay, so while you're typing questions, and please do type some questions if you have any, I did have a couple of questions emailed into me for people who couldn't join tonight. So I'll answer those first. So what can I expect? Now, people have different detox experiences and they detox differently each time they detox, okay? So I can really vouch for this. Every time I detox, it's a completely different experience. And that is because where you are in your life and where you are in your specific setup and your journey is also different. In general, you can expect to learn about your eating habits and go on a journey of, as I said, self-discovery. People actually find this alone so beneficial. You will likely feel better and have more energy. Maybe not until day 5. It really depends on what your starting point is. You could be sleeping better. Many people lose weight, as you saw from those testimonials, in just 5 days of doing reset. I can also vouch for the fact that I usually lose weight when I do this program. The reality is that a 5-day detox isn't going to fix everything. You know, I'm not promising the earth, but it can be extremely valuable. And imagine that if you felt better in just 5 days, think about what would be possible in 10 days or a month or a year, okay? My approach with this detox, and actually all the work I do with clients, it's important to know this, is focusing on what you can eat more than what you shouldn't eat. You know, this gets rid of any worries of deprivation, and it can really help you make changes for the long term, well beyond the 5 days of the program. Okay, so does that answer that question? I hope so. I'm super busy. Can I realistically do this? This was another question. So it's 5 days. You can do this. It's one of the, honestly, I was just telling a friend about this the other day. It's one of the reasons I love this so much, because it's achievable. You know, you do have to carve out some time to prepare. I'm not going to promise that this is a miracle solution for all your health problems. I'm also not going to promise there's no work involved, but I have made reset, sorry, I've got an itchy nose, as simple as possible by providing real food recipes that you and your family can follow. There is a daily protocol, so you know exactly what to do every day. And it's very, very simple. I've also created what lots of people love, which is a done for you shopping list that allows you to literally print and either head to the shops or order online and get what you need. I've also broken this detox down so that you can detox at a level that's right for you. So let me give you an example. If cutting out certain foods like sugar and alcohol completely is a serious stretch for you, then start there. If you want to go deeper, you can follow the optional supplements guide. That's another handout I didn't mention. Or, you know, to boost your detox, there's other handouts that I offer as well. So you can do all the extras, but you don't need to do all of them to get the benefits. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, are there any more questions? So Nikki has a question. Do you make the same recipes? So Nikki, what do you mean? Oh, hang on, sorry. Do you make the same, I only read the first line. Do you make the same recipes for your family, kids I mean, really, or will it mean preparing several different meals? So Nikki, that's a really good question. So I have very fussy children. I think they do it just because they know I work in nutrition, so it's a bit of a F you, mum. But, you know, lots of the recipes I would give my kids. Some of them I would edit. So there's like a chicken dish I'm thinking of. I might cook the chicken separately to the mushrooms and so on. And they would have that separately with some steamed beans. And then, you know, my husband and I would have the main detox recipe. So you can do that with lots of them. And the other thing is lots of people will ask in the Facebook group, oh, how do I make this work for my family? But it, you know, there are lots of recipes. So I would always recommend that you just choose the ones that you think would work best for you, because every family is different. You know, I know some people whose kids will eat, you know, the spiciest curry under the sun. So does that make sense? Okay, I think we're there. If you are watching this afterwards, sorry, I've literally just got a piece of fluff on the end of my nose and it's really annoying me. You can send me any questions that you need to Abi Manders, Abi@abimanders.com. And if you want to find out more about the program, there is buckets and buckets of information on the website, abimanders.com/reset. That is all for now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you soon. You're very welcome. Sarah, it was lovely to see you, albeit briefly.